athletes Zeke Marshall and Demetrius Treadwell. Coach?
First, let me say I feel badly for Billy Taylor and Reggie Witherspoon. Those guys are class acts, and I couldn't feel sorry for myself after hearing about what happened to them, really. I mean, those guys are great people, good basketball coaches, so I feel badly about that. My hat's off to Kent State. They made huge improvement from the beginning of the year. He's a really good coach. They showed really good toughness. And then I got to say that I've never seen anything like what our guys did. I thought we were emotionally ruptured last week, and but I also knew that we've been through a lot of battles together, and you could see it tonight even when we got smashed and looked like we were gonna not win. You just saw our guys just rev it up. First, Harney, great performance in an awkward situation for him. Never played there really. Our older kids played well the second half. Our younger kids played well the first half. We overcame poor free throw shooting. But I never saw anything like what I saw from Zeke Marshall tonight. That was the most unbelievable performance. I thought when he blocked the 9 against them in the championship game, that was amazing. But this one was twice as good as that one. He blocked. He showed discipline when he couldn't block. He altered. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I mean, that was unbelievable. And then Tree, Tree dented the rim at the free throw line, but it didn't affect his resolve. That's the thing I'm most proud of. A lot of guys that would affect their whole game, but he guarded Evans. He did a terrific job guarding Evans. It didn't hurt that he had that 7-footer standing behind him.
Not at all.
But then he took over the game after missing 2 free throws. He took over the game offensively, and then he made an unbelievable steal. And that was after we missed a couple free throws from that. But it just shows. That it's a game of toughness, and it's about making plays when it matters, and winners win. And that's what I'm most proud of with this group. That was a long opening statement. That way you can't ask me any questions.
Questions for our student athletes. George?
Zeke, your 4-year career, how does this work rank victory-wise?
It ranks.
I know you're not going to the tournament behind you, but still.
I mean, it ranks pretty high just because we had our goals. We've been looking forward to getting to a big dance and making noise when we get there. So it's pretty high up there from the other previous games, just because of the adversity we had to overcome to win this game.
Yep.
So I think that's what makes it a little bit more special than the other previous games.
Would you talk about the steal in the last minute out of midcourt, and also just about from the very start, diving into the photographers, and even though you had a tough night in the line, you took over the paint.
First on the steal, they run that play a lot, and I felt like I couldn't let Chris Evans get the ball because I know he was going to try to create something. So they got lazy on the pass, so I just jumped the pass lane and stole the ball. And as far as me diving in the stands, I'm going to do whatever it takes for my team to get a win, night in and night out. Everybody knows that.
Demetrius, talk about that last basket you made underneath, where you had to battle through a couple people to get it. Is that really the way that you play? Is that your game in a nutshell?
I mean, it was just a basket. I mean, I was getting that bucket regardless. I don't care if all 5 of them was on my back. I was going to score that ball.
You said earlier in the season, there were incidents that kind of clicked with you and made you play harder and upset you during games. Was the Evans dunk one of those moments where you turned it up another notch in the second half?
Well, it was a huge momentum shift when he did that. I mean, when it happened, it just happened. And no, I had to move on. I mean, granted, they were cheering and the crowd was cheering, but at the end, and I told my team, I'm like, well, we're going to see who wins, because that's what's more important rather than a dunk. This is who's going to win. And we came out well. We came out strong like we've been doing, and we came out with that victory.
Yes, you can talk about playing in the second half, though. Came out and scored the first 7 points for you guys, then you got in foul trouble. And how did you play after that? What were you telling yourself out there? You still stayed aggressive, yet you didn't foul out. So, what's the secret?
Well, I just took it upon myself to start figuring out what these guys were doing. I mean, they were jumping in. I was trying to be aggressive to stop them from shooting, but after getting 3 fouls, I had to back off a little bit. But I couldn't relax too much because I'm still a catalyst to our defense. So I just made some simple adjustments. I made some adjustments for keep my hands up, make sure the refs know. I kept playing and went our way.
One possession after the last media timeout, they went to the rim hard. I think you slid over Evans that one. Did you get your hand on it at all?
I thought he hit that one. I was really sick to my stomach if that went in. I'll answer that.
I did tip it, yes. Yeah, it almost went in. I was going to be very surprised, but yes, I did tip it.
Hey, Zeke, Coach said you guys were emotionally ruptured this past week. What's this healing process been like?
I mean, the healing process has been hard because, that was a player that we care about. It was a family member, and it was a tough, hit us hard. But ultimately, we still have a job to do, and that's for us to get to the NCAA tournament and win. And so, despite how we felt, we had to push it aside and look at a greater goal that we had.
This is the 6th game against Kent State over the last 2 years. Was this one of the more physical battles you faced, and Dean has faced against them over the last 2 years?
I don't think so. I think maybe the semifinal game from last year was a lot more physical than this one. But, hats off to them, man. They played real hard and things like that, man. It wasn't really that physical tonight.
Your body's not telling you otherwise?
No, I'm not really that sore right now.
What were you guys talking about end of the game? They got 2 or 3 really good looks.
Well, the end of the game, it was, honestly, I will use a quote that our coach says a lot, is when you do it the right way, that basketball gods are gonna show favor to you, and I believe that's what happened. I mean, we played as hard as we could, and it just didn't fall for them. And we just tried to get our rebound and go as hard as we can, and that's what happened. In my opinion.
So much of the game today, the game was so changed by when they put that 3-point line in 27 years ago. It really fundamentally changed the game. But you guys tonight, in the last 4 minutes, I don't remember you taking a 3. The ball was going inside. It looked like 1978. Was that what you were talking about? Just dump it in and go?
Yeah, that's our without our point guard, that's our bread and butter right now. We don't really have that person that can improvise off the dribble and make plays like that. So we got to do it going down low and kicking out and finishing when we get the ball down there.
You said earlier this week that after that first half last week, you guys realized that you could get back to after basketball play as well as you done earlier in the year. And how did you take last week's second half or against Kent into tonight? And it was probably thinking you know you can play with them.
Because because we had a goal. We had a goal that we wanted to make a big run in NCAA tournament, and for us to have that goal, we had to step up, and that's basically how I can answer that question.
I just feel like we had a whole week of practice to heal as a team emotionally, and then get some of our other players ready to play that point guard spot a little bit more, get them to learn more plays and things like that.
All right, we'll let you guys get back to the locker room and let Coach Danbrock continue for a few more questions.
Basketball gods.
A little blurry, to be honest with you. I could look at the box score, but I thought we took better shots than them when it mattered, really. I thought they took some forced looks, some long ones that were step backs. I know Holt took the one step back going right, which you very rarely see him do that. He usually drives it going right and floats, and step backs going left. I just think, I agree with what Zeke said. Like we did more right things than they did. We just didn't make free throws. Our guys kept their mouths shut and played and competed and didn't worry about anything else but winning. And I think, the one thing our program's been built on over the years is toughness and adversity, and it showed when it mattered tonight. Yes.
You're up 35 seconds ago, you miss a free throw, they take a timeout. What did that allow you to change in terms of defense? Because they could have come down in transition, chose not to.
We didn't really make any changes. Look, we were going to cover at the 3 line and try to drive them into Zeke, which is a little bit harder with the lineup they had in there because, they're playing small with all shooting out there. So, we were going to switch the ball screen so they couldn't shoot the 3 on us on a pick and pop type of thing. But other than that, it was all the same. We got pretty much all the same size guys out there. So, the bottom line is they don't really score the ball in the paint other than the drive. So if we switch, we knew we weren't going to get a mismatch down in. The switch presents problems with, rebounding the ball, and Walsh made a big rebound at the end of the game.
Talk about Demetrius Steele out in the court. It looked like he just kind of jumped fast.
I've been around a lot of good players, a lot of tough guys. Like, I thought he was dead on his feet. Like, I don't know how many minutes, but he played 35 minutes. He was tired as could be. He missed free throws probably a little bit because he's tired, a little bit because he stinks at the free throw line. But again, the ball went up on the rim, and he made plays, and then he knew the importance of making a defensive play, and somehow guys like that figure out ways to win. You can't teach what he has. Either you have it or you don't have it. And he's shown for a guy that hasn't played very much basketball that he has a lot of winning attributes.
Right here, front row.
Coach, as your team was struggling late at the foul line, I was looking over, just on the outside, you were looking tall. How were you on the inside?
Well, I'm not the most reserved human being when it comes to basketball. But I knew going into this game that I had to change my outer shell if we were going to win. So I had to give more Valentines and give less whips. And so that's what I tried to do, was give more Valentines, a little more love and a little less hatred.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Is there kind of a matchup silver lining in effect when Nick has to play the point, when you use that way? You got Jake and Reggie out there, the tree, Anzi, you got 4, 6, 7, and 7 foot. There's kind of a size thing that happens that normally you don't see out there. Is there a way that you can leverage that and take advantage of it going forward?
Yeah, if we had more time. I think the biggest problem we have is we didn't have a lot of time. So, you don't want to overcomplicate. You want to try to simplify things for them and make it simple so they can just play. But, it's a good lineup. I mean, we just got to make sure we throw it to the right team. That's the hard part for us sometimes is, we're colorblind. We throw it to the wrong team sometimes. But, that's for every advantage there's a disadvantage. I thought we got good enough point play. We got to make more free throws than that if we're going to consistently win. It's hard to shoot 13 for 29. But again, I can't really control that. Our guys competed, and that was more important than anything else that happened out there today.
You talked about how hard this has been, how it's been as a coach, been with that players as well. As much as you love these guys, are you even surprised sometimes at what they're able to accomplish?
I am surprised at times. But I know it's one of the best teams we've ever had as far as toughness. We've got some really good attributes. I think to go 30 games and have to change gears is a tribute to how good they really are. Because let's analyze it. If Kent, for instance, lost Chris Evans, which is similar to losing Alex Abreu in a different way, I don't think they'd be very good, right? Or if Ohio lost DJ Cooper, that would be pretty hard. So it's a tribute to the depth of our program that we competed at a high level. Now, is it going to be easy? It doesn't matter who we play. We could play anyone, and it's going to be a struggle because of the way our team is conformed right now. But we can win, too. Yes, sir.
You lose guys to injury, you lose guys to other situations. How is this different emotionally for your guys and yourself?
Oh, it's much different than losing a guy to an injury. I mean, like we talk a lot about brotherhood with our guys. It's one of our terms. And, we lost a brother. I mean, it's no different than losing a loved one to death. It's no different than having a family member beaten up and hurt badly. It's hard. I mean, it's hard if you care about people. And, that's why we win, is we care about each other. So it was a hard situation. I wasn't right for 5-6 days. I'm still not right. But, I can't let that get in the way of winning basketball games, right? I owe it to our team.
Keith, you mentioned, you characterized your point guard play as okay, but Hardy had the ball in his hands the last 4 minutes. I don't think he turns it over. I mean, can you win if he doesn't do what he did in those 4 minutes?
No, I mean, shoot, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, I'll take that. I mean, he played really well. But we knew he had to play well. He's a talented guy. I thought he played one of his better defensive games too. So, I mean, we're not going to win if different guys don't step up for us. That's a big hole.
Keith, can you talk about going forward just tomorrow night? What would the prep be like? Any adjustments you need to make, or how you prepare the team?
Well,
or invest in someone tonight to be ready tomorrow night?
Well, we're much more familiar with Ohio than we are Western. Although we've played Western a million times too. He's a good coach. Different kind of team. So our prep's going to be simple. It's going to be about us. It's going to be figuring out ways to score and understanding that the game has to be like this for us to win. It can't be 75, 70. It's got to be down in here for us to win. So, for instance, our women are going to win by scoring points. We're going to win by grinding it out and looking like a bull in a china shop. So it's going to be the full gamut of Akron basketball tomorrow, right? You're going to see a very fluid offensive team and then a rough and tough and rumble defensive team. That's really what Akron basketball is right now.
You said Demetrius was dead tired at the end of the games. You played head minutes as well. You worried about the team tomorrow night?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't played guys a lot of minutes this year, so fatigue's going to be a factor. But that's where toughness takes over, too. It's going to be a battle of toughness. So this will be a very interesting game, good teams. And tomorrow will be a very interesting game, good teams. Yes?
Coach, 7 straight tournament finals. Is that everything that you guys had to go through this season? How does this run break up among the rest?
It's good. I would compare it to the clock debacle. I mean, emotionally, that's what it felt like to me. I mean, I'd like to win a few more than be in them, but I do believe that the more you're in them, the better chance you have to win them, because you can't win them if you're not in them, right? Now, I'm not very smart, but I know that.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Thank you.